The slept on, I want to say the baby brother to Ganymede'S as far as popularity is concerned, has to be B683 by Marc-Antoine. A sleeper. I personally have given Ganymede'S an abundance of love, but I've also shown B683 in not equal amounts, but significant amount of love as well, because it's that good. It's not just, oh, it's there by the same brand. No, no, no. If you tried this joint, you see that this joint is a good comparable yet unique style fragrance right next to Ganymede'S, and it's zero redundancy, same sex appeal, same adult masculinity, same vibes and energy, but not the same scent at all, but equally gorgerific. So Dua went ahead and cloned this shit, as they clone everything else, with their own Dua B683. So let's find out if Dua's version is comparable, not even close, or exact to the original B683. Let's roll my motherfucking music so we can check out if Dua's B683 is even close to this gem.
You sexy motherfucker. We're all alone. In case you cared, out of all your friends, I want to be
Blessed morning, my beautiful peoples. You know who it is. It's your boy, C to the U to the B to the A. Let me get some test strips, because I need to revisit B683 immediately, because it's that freaking good. Let me just spray this joint out. I'm gonna read you the notes of B683 just so you guys can get an idea if it's somehow your first time hearing about B683. I almost dropped this joint. Put it back here so you can just get up. This shit is just, there's levels of class when it comes to a fragrance, and this is just class E. This is beautiful. This is elegance. This is sexy. This is a vibe. This is energy. This is goose pimples radiating down to the crack of your ass. This is amazing perfumery to me for the mature, masculine, powerful man. Now I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. When I went to Scent Explorer, they had the B683 Extrait de Parfum. Hated it. Did not like any parts of it. I felt like it took away so much of the identity of the original B683 that it threw me off for a loop. Oh, so we gotta keep in mind, right? Because the Duas, whenever you go for the clones, right, it's really about the budget. That's all it really is. You're trying to save a buck. So the B683, I think it's around the space of $210 to $250 if I'm not mistaken, but an incredible scent profile. And if you have the money, I say, yo, go for the original, even though I don't know what the Dua one smells like. And today's video is sponsored by Dua, but you know Uncle Cuba's just gonna be 1,000 with you. If you got the 250 stones, just go for the original. Go for any of the originals if you got that kind of money. But if you get something comparable at a fraction of the price that allows you to continue to get other fragrances that may be on your list, that's what these clone houses are there for. So the notes on B683 are saffron, nutmeg, black pepper, red chili pepper, followed by violet leaf, musk, labdanum, amber, ambroxan, sandalwood, patchouli, oak moss, and sex. This is what this fragrance is. So I'm gonna put this down. I'm gonna get my other test strip, and now we're gonna try out Dua's version, which is Dua B683. I mean, they're known for pulling. They can, you know, gas chromatograph this shit, really break it down and see if they can get at least close. And we're gonna find out now. It's close. On the opening, it's not there yet. So on this opening, it pops with the violet leaf, that minerality that I get from it, the nutmeg and that chili pepper vibe definitely comes up. So you can easily tell that it's a B683 clone. Let me let this dry down a little bit, and then I'm gonna do a side-by-side comparison. It's not 100% on the opening, but it is certain points to the scent profile that say, yeah, this is B683, but it's kind of in a different formulation. So this is B683. On a dry down, now I'm getting more of that cumin-y aspect of it. There's a little bit of a funk, kind of mild BO-ish kind of scent profile that's coming up, because none of these fragrances I assume are linear. I definitely don't think the Dua is, because it's not linear right off the jump. It's close, not 100%. Now I'm also getting a real unusual soapiness coming off of the Dua version, which is different. Yeah, the B683 right now, it has a lot of cumin coming up. It's got a lot of funk off the paper that's coming up right now. Dua's not there yet, but what Dua's is doing right now is nutmeg aspect is coming up. The chili pepper is still present. The violet leaf is still present. That minerality is still there. That cumin funk has not appeared at all. in the Duo, which really is indicative of B683, but there is a very close comparison, but not an identical clone. This is more so like, you know, a stepbrother to B683. It's an alternative. It's not the end all be all. Let's try these joints on skin. So I'm gonna go on the watch hand. I'm gonna go the Duo, one spray. There you go, that's a big spray actually. And the original B683, which I never mind wearing, on the bracelet hand. Good big spray as well. Let's let these fuckers dry off for a minute. All right, they've gotten about 3 to 5 minutes in dry down. Now, wrist, let's go original. Ooh, more of a funk. Ooh, that funk is hitting hard right now. Wow, that's unusual. That funk, cumin, chili pepper, but still the violet leaf, super sexy, very masculine, but the funk is kicking different right now. In the air with distance, you don't get much of that funk. It's really up that close, which you shouldn't be smelling it that close anyway. All right. Duo version, close, not an exact clone. Actually, not even super close, to be honest with you. It's living in that 70% mark, maybe 69% mark. It has a lot of the same nuances and body of it. It's got the chili pepper, it's got the nutmeg. The cumin does not pop the way that it does on the B683, which might be a pro or con to some people because that cumin kind of note kind of comes off a little bit of BO, like your sobaco stink a little bit. You haven't put on that deodorant, you were unsure to be sure. And yeah, it's all the same things, not in the same order. That's what you're getting out of it. So I'm gonna stick with that 70% close. Obviously it's like a third of the price, but will it get you close to that B683? Close only. It won't give you, I don't think it will quell the satisfaction of the original B683, in my opinion. I think it'll just put you in that space, which is kind of what clones do, right? The Duo one has great performance. It's popping off the skin beautifully. There is no cumin, there is the pepper, there is the saffron, there is that mineralic note, there is the violet leaf, but I think that cumin, that dirty, funky ass cumin, and the order that it's presented does give elements of B683 its character. So I'm gonna stick with the 70% closeness on the Duo one. Again, the positive factor is the lack of cumin for some people, which, as I stated before, can be really off-putting, but it's not the original. It's 30 points off. If you have the 250, go for the original. If you're not trying to go through all that and potentially cumin throws you off, then the Duo version is super comparable. I'll put a link in the description. I like what Duo did here, but it's not an exact clone. It feels like it goes more towards that hybrid or alternative inspired expression. Let me know if B683 original would be something you would go for. Do not go for the X-Straight, my opinion. Or would you just save the money and get all the same aspects in a different configuration? I love y'all mother suckers from the heart, and I'll see y'all bitches next time. You know who it is, biggest in the game. Smooches.
Cubaknow, what's fresh, who's best? One of them's gonna pass the test.
For the fly gun holder, money folder, molar roller, start attack when it's time to call back. For the rough, rugged, and raw way, this nigga Jay, it's a game, but he don't play. Hey, for all the chicks that got dead in the penthouse suite on top of my mom's crib. It's nonsense you never get in. It's nonsense that you would think that you would.